They call it starch tongue. And according to researchers at Oregon State University, if you have this in your mouth, it could be making it impossible to lose weight. Millions may be affected by it. But turns out, only a handful of people in the world are even aware of starch tongue.
You will experience hunger, low energy, and at the same time, you decrease your own metabolism.
Warning signs include cravings for starchy foods like bread, pasta, and potatoes, frequent snacking, low energy and feeling sluggish, and of course, weight gain, especially around the belly. Fortunately, world-renowned diet expert Dr. Amy Lee says, finally, there's hope, because she's just discovered a simple method to stop food cravings once and for all.
Digestive discomfort, unhealthy food cravings, diets that never seem to work. If you've struggled with any of these, you're not alone. I have too. But a stunning new discovery at Oregon State University says the real problem has nothing to do with willpower, exercise, or even so-called gut bacteria. The real problem may actually be in your mouth. My name is Dr. Amy Lee, and I made this video for two reasons. First, to tell you that you, like me, may be suffering from what researchers are now calling starch tongue, a serious health destroyer that could be the root cause of your low energy, digestive discomfort, food cravings, and even unwanted belly fat. And the second reason I made this video is to tell you how you can fix it. Because there's not only hope for a solution, there's now clinical research proving this dangerous condition is real, and even better, a method to stop it for good. That means the end of unhealthy cravings, more energy, a slimmer waistline, and best of all, a stronger, healthier body. As a doctor who specializes in nutrition and medical weight loss, I've seen these results firsthand. And now it's time to share my findings with the world. Please watch this video to the end as I'm about to give you several incredibly important pieces of information. First, a quick 2-minute tongue test to determine if you have starch tongue. The shocking new clue lobsters gave scientists about weight control. Yes, lobsters. The one Japanese snack you may want to start eating today, and a 3-minute scientifically proven shortcut to a leaner, more energetic body, one that I use every day. This is so important because as a doctor who works daily with people struggling to lose weight and get healthy, I know there's nothing more frustrating than finding out all your hard work has been sabotaged. And that's exactly what starch tongue does. It sabotages your efforts to get healthy, making you hungrier and heavier than you actually should be. I've now seen this in scores of people who are all shocked to learn that a lifetime of cravings and failed diets were actually not their fault. Fortunately, when people finally learn the one thing that's been holding them back and the simple, proven way to fix it, it's like a weight gets lifted. You find it easier to eat less, your waistline slims, and you literally feel lighter. I didn't believe it myself at first, but in all my years as a doctor helping people shed pounds, get healthier, and look younger, I've never seen results like this. That's why today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. It takes just a few minutes a day. It's a scientifically proven shortcut to a healthier body that I not only recommend to others, but that I now do myself every day to help me look and feel fantastic. Again, my name is Dr. Amy Lee. I'm board certified by the American Board of Internal Medicine, the National Board of Physician Nutrition Specialists, and the American Board of Obesity Medicine. I received my medical degree from the University of Illinois, completed my residency at USC, and studied clinical nutrition and obesity medicine at world-famous UCLA. Today, I'm proud to be regarded as one of the top weight management and nutrition specialists in Los Angeles, and I've spent my entire medical career helping patients achieve a healthy weight even when every diet and exercise routine has failed them. For me, it's not about looking better, although let's face it, that is important. But as a doctor, what I care most about is people living longer and being healthier and happier as they age. Looking slimmer and being more confident is, of course, a welcome side effect. And I've achieved some incredible results in this department, helping thousands of women and men lose unwanted weight and become the healthiest, happiest version of themselves. But there's been a new discovery that's actually turning everything we thought we knew about weight, health, and longevity on its head. The reason I say that is because I've always thought there were no shortcuts to better health. For years, I believed, like most doctors, that losing weight really just came down to controlling your appetite. But I would always wonder, why do some people find controlling cravings so easy, and for some, it's next to impossible? I've heard people say it all comes down to willpower, but in my experience, this is not true. I've had patients who had incredible willpower, people who could start a Fortune 500 company, climb the world's tallest mountains, and endure the most difficult life challenges without giving up. But when it came to cutting back on snacking or losing a few pounds, they just could not do it. For years, I asked myself, why? I call this the cravings conundrum. Because the truth is, even for doctors like myself who get great results, it was always a mystery why it was so much harder for some people than others. And now we finally know why. And the answer starts right in your own mouth. I came across a type of seaweed that nobody had ever tested on humans before because it hadn't been invented yet. It's called ID algae. If that name sounds weird, it's because ID algae is actually a patented extract from a brown seaweed called Ascophyllum nodosum. That means this compound is 100% natural but synthesized into its most powerful form. Because it was a brand new, patented extract, nobody had done much research on it. But I was intrigued on the results that French researchers had seen in one early study on obese rats. In 2011, a study was conducted at Biocerai, one of the top labs in France, to determine the effects of ID algae on obese mice. So they tested mice that were specifically on a high-fat diet. One group received ID algae for 9 weeks, the other group did not. The researchers were curious to see if this seaweed extract would impact the rats' weight. After 9 weeks, the rats who had taken ID algae daily had gained 11.8% less weight than the other rats, even though they had the same diet. Even more impressive, the rats who took ID algae gained 19% less body fat than the control group. When I saw these results, I immediately wondered if ID algae might be working because of blocking amylase, the carb enzyme, or perhaps lipase, the fat enzyme. So researchers conducted what are called in vitro tests, meaning they analyzed the effects of this extract in a lab under the strictest conditions. And to make sure that they got a good comparison, the tests were conducted not just with ID algae, but with one of the most powerful carb blockers available on the market, known as phaseolamine. What happened next was shocking. As expected, phaseolamine successfully blocked lipase, the fat enzyme, by 2%, but ID algae had blocked fat enzymes by 62%. I was blown away. But the next result was even more jaw-dropping. Phaseolamine had also blocked amylase, the carb enzyme, by a very significant 17%. Yet ID algae had blocked amylase by a staggering 83%. Yes, 83% inhibition of the enzyme which breaks down all carbs and 62% inhibition of the enzyme which breaks down all fats. No wonder the rats were losing weight. These are very big results, and based on these findings, we decided to take it to the next level and see if these results could be accomplished in humans as well. So in 2016, researchers began a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, the gold standard in human clinical trials. 88 women ages 45 and older were recruited who had a desire to lose weight. Then, they were given either ID algae or a placebo to take with their meals. They were then tracked for 16 weeks. Both groups ate the exact same amount of calories and did the exact same amount of exercise. When I saw the results, I almost had to check twice. The women taking ID algae had lost an average of over 8 pounds. Even more impressive, the weight loss was almost all fat, including an average of 3.8 pounds of belly fat gone. They also lost inches from their waist, hips, and thighs. You could see the results in these MRI scans of the women's bodies. Fat stores had shrunk all across the midsection, including both abdominal fat and visceral fat beneath the skin. Just by taking ID algae, these women looked and felt fantastic. And it made perfect sense. Fats and carbs make up about 85% of the calories most Americans eat. And for many of us, especially people with starch tongue, we're eating a lot more of these fats and carbs than we need. But ID algae is blocking the fat and carb enzymes by over 50%, meaning people who use it can eat the same types of foods, but because it doesn't get broken down, a large portion of it just passes through their digestive tract. In other words, those empty calories that used to go to their waist, hips, and thighs were now literally getting flushed down the toilet. And best of all, unlike some other weight management ingredients, our users experienced zero signs of discomfort. I almost couldn't believe it. After years of searching, I finally knew I had a way to attack the effect of starch tongue. I immediately obtained a trial supply of ID algae and combined it with 5 other carb-blocking compounds that had topped my list of weight management tools over the years. The result was something incredible, a weight management formula unlike anything else I'd ever seen before. We called it Carb C6. Carb C6 is the first and only health formula to combine these 6 ingredients proven to help people look slimmer, younger, and of course, healthier. And the ingredients in this revolutionary formula have been shown to provide all of the following: more energy, a slimmer body, more sculpted physique, especially around the waist, hips, and thighs, support healthy cholesterol levels, and even help maintain healthy blood pressure. And do you know what I love most about this formula? It doesn't require a doctor, clinic, or expensive technology of any kind. We found a way to take this formula out of the lab and turn it into a single, powerful pill, one that you can take every day right from the comfort of your own home. Simply take 2 capsules of Carb C6 before your biggest meal of the day or anytime you're about to consume carbs and starches. Then, Carb C6 goes to work on its own, blocking these enzymes so that you absorb less carbs and fat, and they end up passing right through you. It's a natural, tested, and effective way to help you finally achieve the healthy body and the healthy life that you deserve. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get Carb C6 in just a moment, but first, let me explain how we achieved these incredible results. You see, we didn't just stop when we discovered the carb-blocking power of ID algae, because for me, this formula is about good health, and good health requires tackling many issues at once. So I knew I needed to combine ID algae with ingredients proven to boost health in a host of ways. The first is a powerful ingredient known as white mulberry. White mulberry is a fruit with a long history of medicinal use in both China and Europe, and modern science has shined a light on why it's so effective. It turns out white mulberry may actually be a so-called superfood because it's high in fiber, high in protein, and packed with micronutrients. Even more impressive, studies have shown white mulberry can have a positive impact on cholesterol after just 4 weeks of use. This blew me away, as cholesterol is one of my primary concerns with patients over the age of 50. But the power of white mulberry on weight management may be the most impressive thing of all. In 2014, researchers at one of the top labs in Italy conducted a study on 46 overweight women and men. The group was divided in half, and each were put on a diet. However, one group also got white mulberry extract, while the other got a placebo. After 90 days, the placebo group of dieters had lost an average of 7 pounds, about 3% of their initial weight. But the group that took white mulberry lost almost 20 pounds, an astounding 10% of their initial weight. Even better, waist and thigh circumference had decreased significantly. In other words, combining white mulberry extract with a diet gave people supercharged results. This is a fantastic outcome that can have a massive impact, not just on appearance, but on overall health, which is why I included 200 milligrams of white mulberry extract in every serving of Carb C6. But I didn't stop there. The next ingredient I chose for Carb C6 is called Hibiscus sabdarifa, also known as roselle. Roselle has been on my radar for quite some time. It's used in many cultures as a flavor for tea and has a tart, tasty cranberry flavor. But I got interested when I saw a study that showed roselle could have a positive impact on something my patients really care about: blood pressure. High blood pressure affects an estimated 85 million Americans, including 2 out of 3 people over the age of 65. And left untreated, it can lead to heart failure, kidney issues, vision loss, and even strokes. And because carrying extra weight puts you at additional risk for high blood pressure, this is something I'm always on the lookout for. That's why roselle is so amazing. It has been shown to have a positive impact on healthy blood pressure in over a half dozen different studies. These studies were conducted at some of the top labs in the world, including at Tufts University in Boston, which partnered with the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging. I used to have the toughest time tracking down roselle leaves at specialty tea shops, but because we've put 200 milligrams of roselle extract into every serving of Carb C6, I'm getting all the benefits without needing the tea. And here's where things get really interesting with roselle. You see, recent studies have shown that roselle is actually capable of acting as a potent carb blocker as well. And even more amazing, the carb blocking power seems to be activated by combining it with one other specific ingredient: white mulberry. Yes, when these 2 ingredients are combined, they have been shown to block amylase, the carb enzyme, just like ID algae. And they work synergistically, meaning that combined, they unlock each other's potential more than either does individually. This is why Carb C6 is so revolutionary. Nobody has ever achieved results like this before because nobody has ever combined these 6 exact ingredients. Not just ID algae, white mulberry, and roselle, but also my 3 favorite metabolic boosters, white kidney bean, green tea, and Gymnema sylvestre extract into one powerful formula that has given me the power to control my weight and health like nothing I've tried before. Now, at this point, I should point out that Carb C6 is not for everyone. Firstly, please do not take Carb C6 if you're pregnant. After all, women who are carrying a child are supposed to gain weight. I've been seeing far too many women lately who are worried about their physical appearance when pregnant. But when you're pregnant, you're eating for 2, so let nature run its course and your body will know how to adjust. However, if you've gained excess weight for other reasons, cravings you just can't control, a lack of exercise, or just the expanding belly that plagues so many people as we get older, then slimming down isn't just a good thing for your appearance, it's a good thing for your health. And Carb C6 was designed specifically for people like you. And that includes me too. For years, I struggled not just with food cravings, but with the anxiety over my appearance and the lack of confidence that comes when you're not happy with your weight. It can make you reluctant to socialize because you don't feel like seeing people when you're not proud of the way you look. It can make you get down on yourself, especially when attempts to diet and slim down always end up in failure. If this sounds familiar, trust me, I was right there with you. But we now know these cravings, extra pounds, and failed diets are not your fault. And when you finally overcome them, it's like a switch gets flipped. I can eat what I want without the guilt. I look in the mirror and see myself the way I was always meant to be, healthy, happy, and beautiful. I'm proud to see people I haven't seen in years, and it puts a smile on my face when they tell me how fantastic I look. Best of all, I sleep easy at night, knowing that by taking care of my health, I'm going to be able to enjoy these times with my family and loved ones for years and years to come.